It's been 50 years since the United States' involvement in the Vietnam War. Over 58,000 Americans lost their lives and countless families were impacted. Some call it the War of the Forgotten. Many are unable to visit the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C. So the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund has created a replica of the wall that is designed to travel to communities throughout the country. Since its dedication, the Wall That Heals has visited more than 400 cities and towns throughout the nation, spreading the memorial's healing legacy to millions. We had the opportunity to follow TMC Transportation and their Vietnam veteran driver, David Wheeler, to the U.S. Military Academy and saw firsthand why it's so important that we remember.
We are privileged to have the Wall That Heals here at West Point. Over the next few days while it's here, I hope you will visit the wall and the Mobile Education Center to learn more about this period of our history. I hope that you will take the opportunity to reflect and to remember those who served and those who gave their last full measure of devotion.
The Vietnam War really was one of the most divisive periods in our nation's history. It's the first time in our history really where our soldiers were blamed for the war. And that's something we hadn't seen before, and luckily we haven't seen since then.
When the Vietnam veterans came home, we didn't get the welcome all the other vets get today. And it was one of our missions to say, hey, we're not gonna let this happen again. So when all the vets come together, that brotherhood exists, we thank each other. Anytime a Vietnam vet sees another vet, we always say, welcome home.
The wall is instrumental in our nation's history in that it has really helped to heal a generation and also our nation through that divisive period that was the Vietnam War. And so the Wall That Heals, our mobile half-scale replica, has been traveling around the country since 1996. And we call it the Wall That Heals because that's exactly what it provides for many of our Vietnam veterans.
Last winter, the Truckload Carriers Association announced that they were going to ask their membership to support the folks from the Wall That Heals, helping them celebrate the 50th anniversary of the start of the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War. And the anchor leg was going to be West Point at the end of the year. So for us to be the trucking representative for this particular leg was kind of important to us. It was a big deal.
And we are off.
At TMC, there's a lot of different meanings. TMC stands for Too Much Chrome, More Cargo. One of my favorites is the Marine Corps, being a former Marine, but my favorite is Teamwork Moves Cargo. And that's what this was all about today, was moving this memorial to the Vietnam veterans from point A to point B and doing it the TMC way.
My heart's just a thumping, man.
TMC has been supportive of the military long before it was kind of popular to do so. David Wheeler, the driver that we had bring this in, is a Vietnam veteran himself, served during that time and in that conflict. And when he was approached about doing this, he readily volunteered.
Being chosen to drive for this company, it was a total surprise to me. I came in from a run, and Glenn McCreevy, he came up to me and he said, I've got a special project I need for you to work on. It's hauling the wall, and I about passed out because it's an honor for me. An extreme honor. All the way up here. It's just been an overwhelming experience I will treasure for my remaining time.
Probably one of the most joyful things about doing this project was being able to ride up in the truck with Mr. Wheeler, sharing his experiences from the time he served over in Vietnam, not only one tour, but 2 tours. And it really gave me an understanding of Vietnam that I'd never had.
On our return trip, it was so hard to be accepted because of the time and era that we came in. Now, because of all events that have come to our country, there's recognition that was well overdue to a lot of the veterans. Our saying is, some gave all and all gave some. And I feel like one of the ones that just gave some.
We'll be back with more of Hiring America in a moment.
We got the word that the wall was going to come here, and right away I put the word out to all the brothers saying, hey, moving walls coming to West Point, let's go out and help. So here we are.
Anytime that we could do an escort and do the recognition and bring to the area something that's going to benefit and educate everybody else, the public, children, as to what this means and what these people went through and what they sacrificed and what they've given to us.
I think this is a wonderful thing, absolutely wonderful, that these people dedicate the time and money to go around and show people with the wall. It's a great experience.
This makes me very proud, that I can bring something like this to the area and be part of something that's so important.
I personally have seen healing moments at the wall in DC and at the wall that heals on the road. For example, it was in San Diego a couple of years ago, and we were just about ready to break the wall down, put it back on the truck, and go to the next site. And a woman came up and asked our staff, is this the wall? She says, yes, this is the Vietnam Veterans Wall, our half-scale replica. And she said, no, but is this the Vietnam Wall? And our staff member said, yes. She says, you don't understand, I'm an American, but I've lived in France for more than 3 decades. My brother's on the wall, and I've never had a chance to visit him. So whether it is the wall in DC or the wall that heals that is on the road, bringing that kind of healing experience to communities around the country continues that healing that was started in 1982 and continues today.
I've watched people visit the wall down in DC. I have watched the tenderness and the emotion. When somebody does an etching, when they put that paper over the name, you feel it. You feel the loss, you feel the love, and it goes deep.
I wear POW MIA bracelets. This is the 3rd one that I've worn for 25 years, and he's still missing. I've had 2 others where they have found the people that were, MIA, and when I have found out that they have, come back, I've gone to the wall and put their bracelets at the panel where their names are at.
Every veteran in the Vietnam War knows someone that's on that wall. Every one of them has to know some, and probably a lot. I've got about 22 classmates that are on the wall.
Driving an honorable memorial to our veterans. I don't know what more individual could do or receive to be a patriot. This memorial is going to give a presentation that there were servicemen that did sacrifice and give their full being for our country. And to me, it's an honor just to view their pictures and keep in mind that they were brothers over there.
To do something for a veteran and get that reward, it's hard to put into words, but it's just that feeling, that smile, the hug. We wouldn't have what we have today if these people didn't sacrifice what they did.
When you look at 58,000 names on the wall, you realize what a price America paid.
And for those of you who have come seeking solace and healing, it is my sincere hope that you find it here. So as we come to this wall, we also come to honor the courage and the sacrifice of more than 58,000 brave men and women whose names are etched upon this wall. And that I hope in their eyes, we will have earned what they did for all of us.